She thought she got away with it. She thought I would never find out. And even if I did, she believed I would forgive her. She was wrong. For months, she played the perfect wife, smiling, laughing, kissing me goodnight, while sneaking around behind my back. But what she didn't know was that I had been watching. I had proof. And when the moment was right, I didn't just expose her. I made sure she lost everything. What would you do if you caught your partner cheating? Drop a comment below. She thought she could get away with it. She thought I would never find out. And even if I did, she believed I would be too weak to leave. She was wrong. For months, I had ignored the warning signs. The sudden secrecy with her phone, the late nights, the unexplained absences. Every time I questioned her, she had an answer ready. Smooth, practiced, convincing. You're being paranoid. You're imagining things. Why don't you trust me? And I wanted to trust her. I really did. But something felt off. Then, one night, I saw it with my own eyes. I wasn't supposed to be home early. My flight had been delayed, then canceled, and I ended up driving back overnight instead. I didn't even tell her. I wanted to surprise her, but I was the one who got surprised. As I pulled into our driveway, I noticed a car parked outside. Not hers, not mine, someone else's. My stomach twisted as I killed the engine and stepped out. The house was dark, except for the dim glow of light coming from the bedroom window upstairs. Our bedroom. I didn't rush. I didn't storm in. Instead, I walked in quietly, listening. And that's when I heard them. Laughter, whispering, the rustle of sheets. That was all I needed to hear. I pulled out my phone and started recording. I recorded the car outside, the sounds coming from upstairs. Then I walked back out and sat in my car, letting the realization sink in. I could have barged in. I could have screamed, fought, demanded answers. But that's what she would have expected. Instead, I drove away, because I had a better plan. For the next few days, I said nothing. She acted normal, like nothing had changed. She kissed me goodbye, sent me texts during the day, even cuddled up to me at night. It made me sick, but I played along, because I needed more. I checked our phone records. I installed a GPS tracker on her car. I accessed her email. She had been so careless. And in just a few days, I had everything I needed. Messages, photos, plans for their next business trip. And then, I took it a step further. I reached out to her family, her parents, her siblings, even her closest friends, the ones she had been lying to about me. I told them I wanted to host a small dinner, a way to reconnect. She was thrilled. She thought it was an effort to fix our marriage. She had no idea that by the end of the night, she would be the one begging for forgiveness. The night of the dinner, she was glowing, smiling, acting like she had won. She truly believed I was making an effort to fix our marriage, to rebuild the trust she had been so casually destroying behind my back. She had no idea what was coming. Her family arrived first. Her parents hugged me warmly, telling me how happy they were that I was working things out with her. I smiled, nodded, played the part of the loving, devoted husband. Her brother clapped me on the back, saying, "It's good to see you both happy again." Happy. If only they knew. She spent the evening by my side, touching my arm, laughing at my jokes, playing the perfect wife. I watched her carefully, noticing every calculated movement. The way she looked at me, making sure everyone else was watching when she did. She was putting on a show. I let her. The meal went smoothly. Conversations flowed. The tension in my chest tightened as I waited for the right moment. And then, as everyone was finishing their drinks, I cleared my throat. "Before we end the night, I just want to say something." She turned to me, smiling sweetly, thinking I was about to profess my love for her in front of everyone. "I invited you all here tonight because I wanted to celebrate something important." She beamed. She thought I was going to tell them how much I loved her. I wanted to celebrate the truth. Her smile faltered just a little. For months, I've been ignoring the signs, convincing myself that I was just imagining things. But as it turns out, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't being paranoid. I wasn't making things up in my head. Silence fell over the room. I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone. With a few taps, I connected it to the TV. You see, I continued. I recorded everything. Her breath caught. Her eyes darted to the screen as the video started playing. The first clip? Her car, parked outside a hotel. The timestamp showed it was during one of her so-called work trips. The second clip? A text conversation between her and him. I can't wait to see you again. He has no idea. I heard her inhale sharply. The third clip? An audio recording. I just don't love him anymore. Her voice said, loud and clear. I just have to wait for the right time to leave. A gasp came from her mother. Her father's expression darkened. Her brother looked down at his hands, his jaw clenched. And my wife, she was frozen. No, she whispered, shaking her head. No, this isn't real. I turned to face her, my voice calm. It's very real. She shot up from her seat. This isn't what it looks like. I chuckled, shaking my head. Then why don't you explain it to everyone? The room was deathly silent. All eyes were on her. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Her hands were shaking. Her face was pale. And then, she did what cheaters always do when they get caught. She started to cry. I didn't mean to hurt you, she sobbed. I was confused. I was lonely. I didn't know what I was doing. Her mother wiped away a tear. How could you do this? Her father? He said nothing. He just stared at her, his disappointment heavier than any words could ever be. She turned to me then, desperation in her eyes. Please, we can fix this. I love you. I don't want to lose you. I tilted my head, watching her crumble. This was the moment she knew it was over. I stood up, pushing my chair back. You lost me a long time ago. And with that, I walked out. Behind me, she fell to the floor, sobbing. Her family, once so proud of her, now looked at her as if she were a stranger. But I didn't care, because the truth was out. And now she had to live with it. I walked out of that house without looking back. The weight I had been carrying for months was gone, lifted off my shoulders in an instant. She was exposed. No more lies. No more pretending. Now she had to face the reality she had created. I got in my car and drove, but I wasn't going home. Not yet. I needed to make sure there was nothing left for her to hold on to. The next morning, I started my day with a visit to my lawyer. Are you ready to proceed? He asked, sliding the divorce papers across the desk. I nodded. File them today. He glanced at the documents. She's going to fight this. I smirked. Let her try. She has nothing to fight with. And I was right. I had been preparing for this for weeks. I had already moved my money into a separate account. I had already contacted the landlord and removed my name from the lease. I had already frozen our joint credit cards. By the time she realized what was happening, it was already too late. That afternoon, my phone started buzzing. I checked the caller ID. It was her. I let it ring. She tried again, and again, and again. Finally, I received a text. Please, just talk to me. I chuckled, tossing my phone onto the counter. She wasn't sorry about what she had done. She was sorry she got caught. And now, she had to deal with the consequences. The fallout was immediate. Her family had turned against her. Her father, the man who once called me his son, refused to speak to her. Her mother was devastated, humiliated by the public exposure of her daughter's betrayal. Even her brother, who had always been her biggest supporter, told her, "You did this to yourself." And the best part? Her lover, the man she threw everything away for, he disappeared. The moment she lost everything, he was gone. I heard from a mutual friend that he had blocked her number and moved on like she never existed. The man she risked everything for wanted nothing to do with her. I wish I could say I felt bad for her, but I didn't. Days passed, then a week, then two. She kept trying to contact me, leaving voicemails that grew more desperate by the day. I was stupid, okay? I should have never done this. Please just talk to me. We can work this out. I'll do anything to fix this. Just tell me what to do. I never responded, because she didn't deserve a response. She didn't deserve me. Then one evening she showed up at my door. I opened it, staring at her. She looked awful. Her eyes were red and puffy. She had lost weight. She was a shell of the woman she used to be. "I just need 5 minutes," she whispered. I sighed, stepping aside. "Make it quick." She walked in hesitantly, her hands shaking. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness," she started. "I know I broke your trust. But I swear, I never stopped loving you." I crossed my arms. "You had a funny way of showing it." Tears welled up in her eyes. "I was stupid. I made the worst mistake of my life. But I want to fix this. I'll do anything. Please, don't throw away what we had." I exhaled slowly, watching her. Then, I pulled a folder off the counter and handed it to her. She took it, confused. Then she opened it, and her face crumbled. "Divorce papers," she whispered. I nodded. "Sign them." She looked up at me, her lips trembling. "No, please. I can change. I can be better." I shook my head. "You had your chance." She let out a broken sob, gripping the papers. "So that's it?" she whispered. I stared at her, expressionless. "That's it." Her hands clenched the folder. Her breath was ragged. She knew she had lost. Finally, she looked at me one last time, her voice barely above a whisper. "Do you still love me?" I paused, and then I smiled. "I don't even think about you." And with that, I shut the door in her face. I never saw her again after that night. She signed the papers. She moved away. And I moved on. And for the first time in a long time, I was free. I closed the door in her face. And for the first time since this nightmare started, I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. No satisfaction. Just nothing. And that was the moment I knew I had truly moved on. She was a chapter one had already finished reading, and I had no interest in going back. I watched through the peephole as she stood there, gripping the divorce papers like they physically hurt her. Maybe they did. Maybe she was only now realizing that this was real, that there was no coming back from this. Finally, she turned and walked away. I didn't watch her leave. I didn't care where she went or what she did next. That wasn't my problem anymore. I locked the door and exhaled, rolling my shoulders like I was shaking off the last bit of weight she had put on me. It was done. But she wasn't done just yet. The next morning, my phone rang. Blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. A minute later, another call. Then another. Finally, I checked my messages. "Please, just talk to me. I know I messed up, but I can't accept that this is how it ends. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I just need to see you one more time." I deleted them all. Then I did what I should have done a long time ago. I blocked her number. It wasn't just about cutting her off. It was about making sure she couldn't pull me back into her web. I was done. And then, the rumors started. Apparently, she wasn't handling things well. A mutual friend reached out, telling me she was spiraling. She lost her job. She had been missing work, showing up late, making mistakes. It turns out that when her boss found out about the affair, it didn't sit well with the company's image. "They let her go last week," my friend told me. I wasn't surprised. Then came the part that really made me smirk. She tried to move in with him, you know? I almost laughed. With her affair partner? Yeah. But get this, he turned her down. That made me pause. Wait, what? She thought they could finally be together. But as soon as she lost everything, he wanted nothing to do with her. Perfect. She had thrown our marriage away for a man who never really wanted her in the first place. Now she had no job, no home, no backup plan. And me? I was already moving forward. By the time a few weeks passed, my life had completely changed. I had my own place, my own money, and peace. Something I hadn't felt in years. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't wallowing in self-pity. I wasn't even thinking about her anymore. Then, one night, I got a text from an unknown number. "I know you don't want to hear from me, but please, can we just talk?" I stared at the screen, debating whether to respond. Then I turned off my phone. Because the truth was, I had nothing left to say. A few weeks passed, and the chaos she had created finally started to settle. But for her, The nightmare was just beginning. The perfect life she had built on lies was crumbling, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. Her text stopped after a while. I guess she finally realized I wasn't going to respond. But the damage had already been done. To her, not to me. I had moved on. I was rebuilding. I had spent too long trapped in a toxic marriage, blinded by love, loyalty, and the hope that things would get better. Now I was free. And she was drowning in the mess she had created. I had heard bits and pieces about what had happened to her after we split. Some from mutual friends, some from people who had once believed her lies. It wasn't pretty. After her affair partner rejected her, she had to move in with a distant cousin, someone who barely tolerated her. She went from having everything, financial security, stability, love, to being completely alone. The job she lost, she struggled to find another one. The industry was small, and word had spread about why she had been fired. No one wanted to hire someone with a reputation for poor decision-making and personal drama. Her social life? Gone. Friends who once adored her now avoided her calls. They had all seen the truth play out in front of them. They had watched her downfall in real time, and no one wanted to be associated with her anymore. Even her own family had distanced themselves. They weren't outright cruel, but they weren't offering much support either. The disappointment was too deep. She was paying the price. And the best part? I wasn't even involved. She had done this to herself. One night, I was out with a group of friends, real friends, ones who actually cared about me. We were at a bar, laughing, talking, enjoying life. Then, across the room, I saw her. She looked different, thinner, exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. Her once perfect confidence was gone. Instead of commanding the room, she looked small. For a second, I wondered if she had seen me. Then our eyes met. Her breath hitched. Her grip on her drink tightened. She looked like she wanted to come over. I held her gaze for a moment, just long enough for her to see the truth. I wasn't hurt anymore. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even thinking about her. Then I smirked, turned back to my friends, and forgot about her completely. She was nothing to me now. I wish I could say she learned her lesson, that she found a way to fix her life, that she became a better person. But I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. The last I heard, she had tried dating again, but no one took her seriously. She had burned too many bridges, ruined too many relationships. She had spent years taking me for granted, thinking I would always be there. Now, she had to live with the fact that she had lost the one person who actually cared about her. And me? I had never been happier. I was living my life, free from her lies, free from the toxicity, free from the weight of a love that was never real. One night, as I sat on my balcony, watching the city lights, I got a notification on my phone. A friend request. Her. I stared at it for a second. Then I laughed, shook my head, and deleted it. Some people never learn. And some people, they never get a second chance.